Hello everyone, I'm super happy to celebrate today once again, and it's not over for this year, 270th anniversary of Vacheron Constantin. With the Heritage and Style Director, Christian Salmoni.
Hello Ashken, how are you today?
Thank you, I'm super good. We're here for a very special occasion. We're here to talk about Solaria. So far, one of the most complicated wrist timepieces that the watch world ever knew. The news just dropped this morning, so we're recording this interview the first day of Watches and Wonders. Okay, so what was the initial brief for Solaria and what it is for you and for the whole team of Vacheron?
Yes, okay, with pleasure. So maybe to introduce Solaria, well, actually, I would like to come back to last year. So as you probably remember, so last year we came with the Berkeley Grand Complication, which is actually a commissioned pocket watch with 63 complications, making it the most complicated watch ever made. And so, as you are mentioning, we are here this year at Watches and Wonders 2025 with Solaria, which has 41 complications. However, this is a wristwatch, and yes, this is a new record. So it was about 8 years ago. So our idea was really, on one side, how can we create an ultra grand complication timepiece, having as many complications as possible, or even more if it's possible. However, we were absolutely wanting that watch to remain compact and, of course, wearable. That was really the big constraint. So this has been the beginning of the adventure. In a nutshell, we needed 8 years to really complete this timepiece. Well, the result is we have a movement which is 36 millimeter of diameter, which is not that big actually, exactly, right? Yeah. And only 10.96 millimeter thick. But what is really absolutely mesmerizing is the fact that we have 1,521 components inside this timepiece. To give you an idea, Ashken, when we celebrated our 250th anniversary in 2005, we launched the Tour de Lille, which at the time was the most complicated wristwatch ever made in series. We had 16 complications on two faces with a diameter of 47 millimeter and a total thickness of more than 15 millimeter. So I think it's showing the efforts have been made in order to create such a grand complication, but also to make incredible efforts of miniaturization to be able to install so many components in such a tiny space.
So everything was conceived by one watchmaker who worked on the project from the beginning until...
Yes, this is the other phenomenal story behind Solaria. So Solaria is the result of the efforts of one single master watchmaker who is with us since more than 10 years. And basically, he absolutely created everything from scratch. He created the whole concept, he designed the components, he assembled the movement, set the time and also cased in the whole watch. The only operations that were not conducted by him personally have been the hand finishings on the movement, which have been made by our decoration workshop. So yes, this is something which is unbelievable. And I think it's very, very rare these days that you see one single watchmaker doing his own watch from A to Z, with some exceptions, obviously.
And also since 8 years.
Since 8 years, yes, very much.
So I heard that there is specifically one complication that you're really proud of because it's one of the first ones in the watchmaking industry.
Yeah. If we think about the different complications which are part of Solaria, so obviously I would say astronomical complications are a very important part of them, but there is also one world premiere in terms of complications, tracking of celestial objects. So how does it work? It's quite simple to explain. So you have on the back of the watch the whole celestial chart. Obviously only, let's say, globally speaking, 1/3 is visible, let's say at the present moment. And let's say that you would like to select one star which is not visible in the sky right now. Okay? So once you selected the star by looking in it, so you will activate the split-second chronograph. And there is a kind of index which is in the middle of the sky chart. When your chronograph reaches that index, you will stop the split. Okay? And the chronographs will carry on. And you carry on with the chronograph until you reach the star, and then you stop your chronograph. And so, at the center of the dial, you can see on the triangle in how many hours the star that you have been choosing will appear in the sky in front of you.
So isn't it important to know where exactly in which city you are?
Not really, because the sky chart that we have is representing, well, actually it's related to the northern hemisphere. So it's not that important. I mean, you don't have to set the watch differently if you're in Paris or, I don't know, in Berlin or anywhere else.
What about the production?
So Solaria is part of Les Cabinotiers, and so Les Cabinotiers is our department of unique pieces. So we have two different modes. One mode is what we call the bespoke mode, so a watch which is commissioned by a client. And the other mode is where we create unique timepieces that every watch will be unique. So this is the case for the Solaria. We are here at Watches Wonders with the very first one of the Solaria, and obviously we have the possibility to create other Solaria. However, they will have to be different. The metal choice will be different for the case, or the dial's color will be different, or potentially you also can make some differences in terms of design. For example, the lugs could be a bit different. We will be happy to be able to make more Solarias, but they will always remain unique pieces.
If we're talking about this piece that you just present now at Watches and Wonders, we're talking about white gold case.
Yes, absolutely.
And what about the dial?
I would say the dials, they are very, if I may say, traditional. I would say the sophistication of the dials, so they are metal dials. So our idea was really to have a very complicated timepiece with a lot of information on it, however, which is still very logically organized and very readable. So that's why we have different finishes on it and contrasting zones that help really for this readability.
That's amazing news. We really see that the watchmaking industry is not stopping itself, and Vacheron Constantin, for sure, every year there is a record. It's really super nice to hear that. So 13 patents for Solaria, more than 1,500 components, 45 millimeters, white gold case for the moment. Congratulations, thank you so much for the talk.
Thank you.
Keep moving for 270th anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, thank you.